Hello everyone, I am Picostrof and welcome into my journey into the 3D Zelda challenge that I want to document through this series of videos which will be updated with each new game learned or other major milestones. Before moving on to explaining what the 3D Zelda challenge is, I would like to clarify a couple things. My goal for this little series will not just be to show the progress in learning on my own, but also to potentially help others learning 3D Zelda speedrunning. For each episode that focuses on a particular game, I will make sure to include all resources for new runners to potentially give a try to these speedrunning categories, and I do intend on being as comprehensive as possible in them. Therefore, even if you either don't know much about speedrunning or even are interested in picking it up yourself, those videos should be good for you. This video that you're watching right now only has the purpose of outlining what will happen over the next few months, but definitely I am looking forward to see how the whole thing will turn out. You can go to the description below to see the time codes for each section of the video. Now, let's get to it. Now, rightly so you may ask, what is the 3D Zelda challenge? Well, the 3D Zelda challenge is speedrunning all the 3D entries of the Zelda series back to back, specifically the any % categories for all of them, except for Ocarina of Time right now, in which the Ganondorf source requirement, GSR for short, is played instead of any %, at least as per the 3D Zelda Relay leaderboards. I suppose this goes without saying, but this definitely would make it quite a long speedrun as well as challenging. Of course, even if it would be long, it still isn't the longest. If you take for example the 100% category of Breath of the Wild, which currently has a world record of 23 hours, 29 minutes and 14 seconds by specs and stats, you can see that the length of the 3D Zelda challenge, while longer than your average speedrun, definitely is far from being the longest. Now, where it becomes interesting to do it is in being able to adapt to speedrunning each and every one of these games involved. It's not about practicing one game and improving your time on that one game. It is about practicing all those individual games and getting better and better times on each of these games, and then testing your ability to stay focused and adapt for each game without going away at all, no breaks. The second point of view as to why doing a 3D Zelda challenge is interesting nowadays is in the latest developments in Zelda speedrunning that happened throughout 2019. While there are no leaderboards for the 3D Zelda challenge, official ones at least, there is the 3D Zelda Relay leaderboard hosted on speedrun.com, which is done every year by zeldaspeedruns.com's Twitch channel. While this was done in relay format where each game was handled by a different person, the idea remains the same. You can see there that the current world record is at 16 hours, 27 minutes and 29 seconds. Now a quick search on YouTube will show you the 3D Zelda challenge that Gymnast86 has done in 2015, with a total time of 15 hours, 3 minutes and 58 seconds. However, something to consider in this case, not only was a different category played for Ocarina of Time, being 80%, that is very much shorter than the GSR category, by around a whole hour, but also, well, in 2015, a little, very minor game just didn't exist yet, called Breath of the Wild. I don't know if you've heard of that game, a little bit unknown, but what can I say, is that at the time, well, there was one less speed game to consider. Therefore, the landscape is quite different today, having an extra game compared to that specific run. However, even compared to the last relay in early 2019, which is fairly recent, many things have changed. First off, there was the discovery of reverse bit magic earlier this year in Skyward Sword that completely changed the speedrunning scene in that game, as it brought so many new possibilities and making so many skips that once used to be legends become reality. This discovery led to the any % category being just barely under 5 hours to then a current world record of 2 hours, 9 minutes and 22 seconds, held by SVA at the moment of recording this video, after much rerouting and a lot of work being done by the community of this game. Then there was the discovery of barrier skip in the original Wind Waker, which brought down the time to whopping 1 hour, 9 minutes and 31 seconds by Linkus7 as the current world record at the moment of recording this video, considering that the world record prior to this discovery earlier this year was right under 4 hours. And not that long ago, there was the implementation of the debug menu in Majora's Mask, which allows runners to basically just put all the necessary items, including the boss masks, into the inventory, therefore allowing to skip all the dungeons, then going to the top of Clock Tower and beating Majora, dropping the old world record of 1 hour 15 minutes and 29 seconds held by Enop112 down to a current 48 minutes and 32 seconds held by Enop112 as of its very moment. Needless to say, the overall time for completing all 3D Zelda games has dropped quite a lot, by quite a few hours in fact. This is therefore where all of this becomes interesting. If we were to take all the current world records at the moment of recording this video and add them up together, This would therefore lead us to a whopping 8 hours, 44 minutes and 49 seconds. Well, isn't that fascinating? All 3D Zelda games can now, technically speaking, be completed in less than 10 hours, if you can get world record pace in all of them, of course. Let's give ourselves sub 12 hours as our main goal, but sub 10 as the POG goal. Now, at the moment of recording this, there still are things that are up in the air when organizing the preparation for the 3D Zelda challenge. For instance, will the new any percent be the category played for Majora's Mask, or will it be the old any percent, now called No Text Overflow, that will be played for the challenge? This is definitely something to consider prior to learning the speed game, and will be decided upon by the Majora's Mask community in the coming month, as once again I shall play by the 3D Zelda relay rules. If that is the case, this means that the total overall world record time as of right now would not be 8 hours 44 minutes and 49 seconds, but with the no text overflow category it would be 9 hours 11 minutes and 46 seconds, which means it still is under 10 hours. Therefore, due to that, I will be taking care of learning Majora's Mask later on when all of this is sorted out. Considering all this, let's go through the timeline and how we will go through all of it. At the moment of writing this, the current games that I know are Breath of the Wild any percent and Skyward Sword any percent. This therefore means I know 2 out of the 6 games necessary, the others being Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker and finally Twilight Princess. Still quite a long way to go. Ideally, my plan will be to potentially learn them in the order of release. It depends on how the Majora's Mask situation is sorted by the time I am done with Ocarina of Time. This is because we have to consider that learning each game and perfecting the gameplay will take some time. I could technically just spend a couple days per game to learn them and then move on, but what I intend on doing is learning and spending at least a couple weeks on this game and this game only to make my consistency and overall time better and better, and once I feel satisfied with it, move on to the next one. Therefore, this could mean that by the time that I am done with Ocarina of Time GSR, for example, everything with Majora's Mask will be sorted out. Therefore, it can be currently expected that one game will be learned per month. This means therefore that I should be hopefully ready to do the challenge by early 2020, with a video for each game if everything goes right. In any case, with all that said, practice shall start soon enough. It is definitely an exciting speedrunning challenge to do, and if you ever are interested in Zelda speedrunning, then the videos that will be coming out should be perfect for you. And hopefully the challenge itself should be fun, because after all, why do it if it wasn't? I usually don't like to advertise my own Twitch channel plainly in a video, but in this case I think it is appropriate to say that you can find the link to my Twitch channel in the description, since this is where most of the magic will happen, where I will be practicing, doing runs, improving times, and of course, doing the challenge itself. I also will occasionally be doing runs of Breath of the Wild, Skyward Sword, as well as practicing for the 3D Zelda challenge. Whatever happens, thank you so much for sticking up till this far, and I hope you will be able to enjoy the 3D Zelda challenge when the time comes, as well as hopefully learn something from it when it does happen. Cheers, and see you on the Ocarina of Time GSR video. Bye!